Good morning, Boo Bear. Goodbye. What's up, everybody? We are waiting for our flight to Houston to visit our supplier. It is 5:25 a.m. Got up at 4:30 this morning. Jocko would be proud.
All right, so we just landed in Houston. We got a rental car and we are heading to see our supplier, one of our primary suppliers right now. And this is something we've been excited about on our way to SHOT Show. Stopping off and having a conversation with them, meeting them in person for the first time. So far, the relationship's been great, so we're excited to make it more personal. So we're almost to the supplier, manufacturer, supplier, vendor, whatever you want to call it. Just thinking through some of the questions that we want to talk to them about. Definitely want to get a sense for any cost drivers, any ways that we can potentially reduce the cost of our products that we have with them. Also talk through some of the prototyping processes, because right now we've actually had another machinist do the prototyping for some of our products before we transferred to the supplier. So we're looking to understand their prototyping process a little bit better, and then get a sense for the different ways of getting aluminum products. So they have machining as well as 3D printed aluminum, and possibly other metals as well. So just want to get a better sense of their capabilities, and maybe from a design perspective, what we should be looking for to determine whether or not we want to go the 3D printed route or the machinist route. Obviously there's some basic things we have in mind, but I want to hear their perspective. But it'll just be great to meet everyone in person. All right, so we just finished the conversation with the supplier, and man, that was definitely worth it. Learned a lot of great information. We're now headed to a coffee shop to kind of take down some of the information that we learned. Make sure that we don't, just while it's still fresh in our heads, get it down. I don't know, guys. First impressions.
I mean, it's definitely worth every penny to come and see the process, meet the people in person.
Yeah,
definitely. It helps us in our thought process on products and how we can make it better and more streamlined.
And just to know who we're working with, and how serious they are, what people they're working with, and we'll be working with. So it's great to put faces to names.
Folks, we just wanted to recap our day and kind of share some of the thoughts. Today was our first day meeting our supplier. We're going to be vague about the name, but great guys. Been really encouraged with our relationship with them so far. And today was the first time we got to meet them in person, see the shop. They've got 3D printing for plastics, they have 3D printing for metal, CNC machining. Very competent guys. I'll say one of my big takeaways, well, there's two big takeaways for me. One is that 3D metal printing is more of a viable option than I think we previously considered. Certainly for prototyping, which is really big because we've got several metal parts we want to put out, but we had someone else do our prototyping before moving to the supplier. And so now that we're with these guys, I wasn't sure exactly how they would do 3D or how they would do prototyping of metal parts. Since, you know, it's typically more expensive with CNC for prototypes. You got to program the machine, and that machine is down while you're trying to do it, and it's just labor intensive, time intensive. Time is money when it comes to machines. So it's good to know that we have the option to potentially prototype some things on a 3D printer, and then assuming it's machinable, that they can then transfer over for the actual production line. In some cases, or just
the production.
yeah, it
Being
seems
able
like
to
it's viable.
3D print metal opens up some cool
Cool geometry.
Geometry
and the potential you are saving on material waste, CNC a lot of waste. Yeah, I think that the 3D printing, cool geometry, and then you can take advantage of the fact that you're 3D printing and recycle all of the material used and no waste. So that's huge.
The second takeaway for me, and I'll let you guys share, is just the value that comes to us from working with someone that has a lot of experience in the defense industry, but also just in general running these machines, doing this kind of work. They share with a number of their various methodologies and the way that they would think about things and test things that I think is value that's passed directly on to us. And that was really cool. Really cool to see.
Yeah, and I think the owner and the people there in general, they're nerds like us. The owner especially, he loves designing things. You know, he started out kind of designing a lot of his own equipment, and then turned that into a business. And then when he got big enough, he was pulled away from design, but he was telling us, he's getting back into design. So I love that we're working with somebody who's thinking about these things, and who is surrounded by designers who are also thinking about these things, and they're not afraid to suggest, oh hey, you can do this better, make this a little bit a better for manufacturing process, make that easier process. So that was really helpful, and very knowledgeable in the industry, and know what types of products are out there, and can use that knowledge base to influence our future design. And any potential features that we might want to add on, we can, we're in good hands in terms of just telling them, hey, so like, a Picatinny feature on this one particular part or something like that. A very common feature that you'll see in a lot of products. So I think the people that we're working with are really knowledgeable, very confident in. That we're in good hands. And I'm just excited for the future of this relationship between us and the supplier. I think will bring a lot of value to the market.
My main takeaway, I thought this trip would be really helpful to us, just understanding, the manufacturing process and everything that's going into making our parts. Give us ideas. I just think that it confirmed that that is a huge thing for any business. You really got to understand the ins and outs of how your product gets made. It's just also really nice to be working with a U.S.-based manufacturer. Really makes things a lot easier for us.
Have a local U.S.-based company that certainly is involved in this defense industry, civilian defense.
And actually has experience and right. Both utilizing the end product and in the manufacturing process, so they know what the important things are, because they're different. We might be able to run a machine, but given what matters as far as the processing, the end result, strength, and weight, the lamination is.
And these benefits are passed on directly to the customer. I mean, it's beneficial to us. It saves us a lot of headache, but
you end up with a better product.
You end up with a better product. You certainly end up with a product faster because the iteration will be much, much slower if you're working with overseas suppliers. But then also, even in terms of design choices that we make to cut down costs, it's much harder to have those conversations when the communication is, more spread out. Or
Yeah, I mean, you can certainly do it for, but that's a much more commitment on the trip. Language barriers.
So it's we're really excited about the opportunity, about the relationship that we've already built up. We felt like it's a strong relationship with these guys. We know them better. It's great to work with like-minded people with similar backgrounds. So we have a lot of things coming down the pipe, and I don't want to keep teasing you, but I will just tell you that we'll be releasing those pretty soon. So stay tuned. We will be at SHOT Show. If you're going to be at SHOT Show, come say hi. See you in Vegas. Thanks, guys.